How's it going? Good. How's the writing coming?
Iffy.
Tell me about that. What's iffy?
I just not really good with details when I'm writing.
Would you like some help with how to do details?
Well, I wouldn't say that I would need help considering I've been reading plenty of detailed stories, so I think I'm going to eventually get it.
Okay. Then, what are you struggling with right now with details as you work your way through the reading?
Well, I think it's mostly just thinking of different words to use for the details, because I keep using the same words over and over again. I need to think of different words to describe the same things.
Okay, so what kinds of things are you describing?
Like, kind of like, in my story I'm describing somebody going about their morning and going to school. I need to figure out how to make those details more vivid using more interesting words.
Okay. Okay. It sounds like it's a really worthy struggle that you're engaged in. How's everything else going?
Pretty good. I just finished my 200-word assignment for today.
Yeah. What did you write about today?
I did the best friend topic.
Are you going from topic to topic, or are you developing one?
I guess I'm kind of doing both. Because I can, like, on a more off day, I'm just doing one of the topics that you gave us. On a different day, I'm kind of just writing what I thought about the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Like something that just popped into my mind that I could write.
Yeah, yeah, and that's a perfect way to use the notebook when there's something. What you said was, when I thought of something the day before, well, sometimes when you sleep on it and it's still a topic, it's still important to you, then you know it's important enough to write about. So you're doing that part really, really well. Good for you, yay! I have an idea. I don't know that it would work, but I'm wondering if you'd be maybe willing to try it. So, you say you do a lot of reading and you appreciate the detail that you've done with the reading, right?
Yeah.
What would happen if you tried reading and as you were reading, do you think this would work? If you came across a detail that you thought, oh yeah, this is cool, you wrote down the detail?
That probably would be helpful.
And yeah, and then so later on, if it sticks with you, you remember how we talked about sleeping on it and it staying with you? And if it stayed with you, you could steal it somehow or make it your own in however you're writing?
That actually would probably be a really good idea.
So, I would suggest that would be a totally legit way to use your writer's notebook in some of your time, is to read and write down details. And, you save that in your writer's notebook and make sure that you label it as details or in your turn-in folder, hand-in folder. And remember how you talked about it, it's kind of like slow going with details?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe this would speed it up.
Yeah.
So I might try that. It couldn't hurt, right?
Yeah.
What else is going on in the writing world that you're thinking about?
I mean, I'm trying to figure out the next part for the book I'm writing, because I just got done with, my character is in school at the moment, and she just got done with, like, third, I think. She's just in second hour with her friend, and I'm trying to get to where it can get over with the school day, or get through to the last hour of the school day for when the main part comes for the beginning of the story.
So who's the audience for the book that you're writing? Do you know that?
Basically just like teens looking for a good book to read or not bad.
Okay. And I'm assuming that there's some sort of conflict in this story.
Yeah.
What's the conflict?
My character is going to fall in love with somebody that is basically unattainable.
And do you have a resolution for that yet?
Yes, I do.
How does that get resolved?
Basically, I think it's gonna go through where she realizes that it might not be able to happen, so she tries to get together with somebody else. But the guy then comes around and says, no, I actually want to be with you.
So it's in 6 words, tell the story.
I don't think I can. I haven't gotten far enough into it, and I haven't thought through the whole process yet to be able to figure out 6 words to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
As you write it and you kind of work your way through it, right? One day it might be a good idea to spend the day trying to write, I don't know how many it will be, but at least part of the day, 6-word summaries of your story. And that way you know, if you hit the right one, it might push you forward.
Okay.
And to know, oh yeah, this is how everything's got to go. Tell me about the character in the main character in your book.
Well, she's kind of based off me, I guess, kind of like how I portray myself as I wish I could be.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
It's kind of like she's gonna have this really awesome high school life, and she's gonna be able to do things that I don't feel like I could be able to do.
Is she secure in who she is all the time, or is she often doubted?
She's more secure.
Okay. Is she secure in the way she acts and the way she thinks?
Yeah.
Okay. Does she ever doubt?
Very, very few times.
Tell me about the people she hangs with.
Well, she hangs out with her crazy friends, and some friends are more serious, I guess. She just has a very wide variety of friends, whether some people might think they're bad influences, but she still likes to hang out with them anyway.
So, how many hours in her school day?
I'm probably just gonna do the same as year 5, just so I can still have the detail of each hour, but not be kind of overbearing with like how in some stories I read they have 7 hours, and then they have kind of like an X block hour too. I feel like that's too much.
So, is there a different friend in every hour?
I think there's gonna be more like there's gonna be a friend in like half the hours, and the other hours she's kind of on her own. Just and in one of the hours, like I think it's gonna be the first hour, she's one of her worst enemies, and she has to deal with that for her first hour.
Is each chapter standalone-ish, so that if I could read the chapter, it kind of tells a story of its own, and reads like a serial, like, okay, here's the story, and it ends here on a cliffhanger, and you go into the next chapter where you resolve the cliffhanger, and it moves on to...
I think for the first couple, it's gonna be just one continuous, and then after I get the beginning of the story done to where it's more complete, then I can do something like that once it gets more structured.
And then, is she waiting to maybe this boy that she likes, to ask her to advance or something.
And she actually doesn't expect to fall in love with him, so I feel like that's kind of a good twist to it.
So are we gonna go through sort of a roller coaster of, you know,
Yeah, a roller
ups and
coaster.
downs?
Yeah, a
with
roller
that?
coaster of not knowing, then thinking it, then deciding not to think it, then finally realizing.
Sounds like it's pretty well thought out. You wanna go after it and just have fun with it?
Yeah, I plan on trying to get at least like 20 chapters into it because to me, I feel like if somebody can't have at least like 20 chapters, it isn't a thought about, like a well enough thought out book unless the chapters are just really long.
Yeah, I see that, but
Well,
I also think that you don't have to do that. I think maybe like 5 chapters is enough, one for each hour, or maybe a before school and then after school would be 7 chapters. I mean, however you want to do it, right?
yeah, I mean, I just feel like when I'm reading a book, I want it to be longer and more detailed than shorter and just feel like it's going too fast. So I
Yeah,
want
hear
it to
you.
be,
I hear you. But I don't want you to, sometimes what happens is when kids start to write books, when anybody starts to write books, they get bogged down in the enormity of it, and so they
Yeah.
stop, and that's a bad thing, to stop. So maybe, maybe if you write, I don't know, maybe if you write the short book and then expand it, at least you have the book done,
yeah.
right? And then you could add to it, but you get it done before you add to it, kind of thing.
See that? Yeah. See, right now I have 2 of my friends. I have my one helping me with ideas and one that's kind of editing it. Because I have this thing where I can write it, I can look for anything wrong with it, I won't find anything, but she can look at it and
Yeah.
she sees all the problems with it.
That's a great team to have. That's really cool. Wow, you have your own industry all set up.
Yeah.
Cool. Have fun at this, okay?
Thanks.
Go for it.
Yep.